What's up, everybody? It's me, Michael NEDO 7 Crawford, and I'm here to invite you to get my book, Playbook to Production, Volume 1. This book discusses the fundamentals of how to become a music producer in today's industry. It covers things like how to monetize your music, how to stand out amongst the crowd, even how to pick the proper gear. If you want to be serious about becoming a music producer today, cop that book. Peace.
NEDO.
Let's go! Welcome to the MAD LUCRATIVE PODCAst. I am your host, the one, the only, NEDO 7 in the building. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So nice. You're so nice. Yo, welcome to the MAD LUCRATIVE PODCAst. I'm your host, NEDO 7 again. I hope your weekend was amazing. I know mine was. First off, this is episode 30, so big 3-0. Yes. Huh? I know some of y'all probably thought, I was like, yo, how's he going to have time to do this? Yes, episode 30, we're here. We're here again. But anyway, nevertheless, I wanted to start today's conversation off. And I know you're probably looking like, where's Sean? I have reasoning for this. Sean will be on the call today, but he won't be in the studio. What's going on right now? We have a lot of outside work going on. And Sean is probably about maybe 30, maybe an hour from here. So we figured it would be best for him just lay low today and we just do a call. But he will be in the studio soon. So all the ladies, I know you're looking, I know you're waiting for him. You don't want to just see the chocolate dream. He will be here soon. But anyway, this is another week on the pod. This is a big 3-0 again. I'm really proud of myself for showing up for y'all. You know what I mean? Because what's going on is also this. I've started jumping into TikTok. I think I told y'all about this on the last, maybe episode or two before now. But for the 38-year-old in me, it's like, yo, how many different like social media platforms do I really have to give these folk over and over and over? Like, yo, I'm giving you way too much access. But I'm learning this though. I don't know if you know too. With TikTok, and this is not an ad, I'm sure they should pay me. They're gonna pay me at some point, but not today. I ain't big enough yet. But on TikTok, it's shouts out to all my people that's following me too. I'm past 1,000. Yeah, that's good, right? That's good. So I'm past 1,000 people. I'm almost at 2,000. But I've been trying to go on live more and more on a consistent basis. I always hit Instagram. Instagram is kind of like family. Like we've always went back and forth on the lives. Reggie always jumps on. We kick jokes. Then we talk a little bit of business talk every now and then. But on TikTok, I'm learning that it's a whole lot of different age groups that's in the space. So I feel like this was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I was on live and I said, you know, I really want to make sure we get on to encourage some people because I don't know what everybody's going through. Like Corona's still out here in these streets. A lot of people's money has not gotten better. For the most part, a lot of people's bread is kind of getting sucked up. That the SBA and all that stuff, all that bread is just sucked up right now. It's dry, right? People kind of waiting on income taxes, but now you're hearing from the government that okay, it's going to be a little bit of delay on the income tax, so you got to wait a little bit longer. So you got that into play, and people are just kind of looking for the next thing, like what they can do to generate income, the next aha moment, if you may. And I just been jumping on TikTok, like I said, ever since. I'm gonna tell you why I said something about 1,000 people too. On TikTok, you can only go live after you pass 1,000 people. So what I've been doing on TikTok, and this is a little hint for all of the producers that might be in my age group. Um, don't be afraid to take a temporary loss for a long-term gain. I'll tell you what I mean by that. So on TikTok, of course, it's all about interaction. It's all about trying to figure out where your fan base is, where they're going to actually interact with you. On that platform, it's called a duet. So they can either duet your video or whatever, or they can use your sound. A sound is nothing but like an audio clip from something that you've posted. The way TikTok goes is the lifespan of the page or the artist or the business person is based off of how many people duet you or how many people use the sound. Watch this. I know all of this now because I took all of last year just learning social media because I thought it was all dumb at one point. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was like, yo, you ain't gonna get no real money out the social media. Like, what are you doing? On social media, you're not gonna get real money until we made some real money. Shouts out to real money. Yes, shouts out to real money. But anyway, so I was like, yo, you can't get no real money off of social media. So why are people just posting stuff and then they build this big fan base, but then what? Then what? What I've learned for all the old school producers, again, I understand where you're coming from because I've been there. You don't want to give nothing out because you feel like you're gonna get got. Well, we know right now we're in the NFT game. We're in the streaming game. We're in the sharing platform game, right? So you're not gonna make what you used to make on a record. But what you will make money on is the fan base that supports your music, which may be in the form of a duet or a reel. Same thing on Instagram. On Instagram, it's called remixing the video. So they remix you by duetting you. It's all the same. So I understand where you're coming from as far as not wanting to give out beats. Again, I get it. But watch this. What happens is if you have another product or a service in place to, I'm going to say, send an artist to or send a company to, and you say, now I will say, let me give you this disclaimer. It does take some time to organize yourself and organize your music as a entity because you really do have to, it's business now. It's more, believe it or not, social media has made it where we have to be more business sound when it comes to how we treat our music. So instead of how we used to do, right? I don't know if y'all watching. How we used to do in the music business, we would, get a song, it places, and then at some point you try to go to the label and they license the music out to various companies, i.e. ABC, i.e. ABC, that's pretty cool. CBS, Fox, any of the networks, ESPN, they license your music to these different companies, and then you say, okay, I'll get my check off of what you license for me. Or you go through one of the other musical clearancing house. You go through those, and they try to figure out, okay, I could put your song over here, I could do this over here, you could put you in this movie. That's how we used to try to depend on getting licensed. Now, the middleman is cut. You are the middleman. You are the boss. You are the CEO. You are the producer. You're everything now. So, like I said, it does take more time to get organized, which if you want to survive in the game, everybody knows you just got to go with the time. So it takes time to get organized, but once you get it, shouts out to the internet bag. Yo, I might name this episode the internet bag. What y'all think? Yeah, no, maybe. We'll see. But going back to where I was saying, so now I'm like, okay, yo, let me put as many beats out as possible. Let me get people to remix and to duet the song. And I'm giving y'all the play. I'm giving you the full play, man. Because when you see me do it, you're going to be like, oh, that's what he doing. So you put as much music out as possible. And if you're good, you can just keep delivering. If you're not, then you might be a little bit short. Think about something else. But you put as much music out as possible. And now it's in front of people on a broad platform. This also kind of protects you. If you have a lawyer, again, having things in place. If you have a lawyer, if you have a manager or an agent or whatever, say, okay, well, these next 30 songs or these next 30 beats I plan on putting out in the next 30 days. Get everything licensed. Get everything registered. Once it hits the internet and people keep sharing it, then you will start getting a bag. If you didn't know, we get paid off of reels on the internet. Shouts out to internet money. It just works. It works. So if you didn't know, the curators and the musicians and the business people that got good numbers on their social, they're getting paid off of those reels that are posted. So don't ever get it twisted and think that they're doing this for free. It's a bag attached to a lot of this stuff. So what you do, again, you get your music, you get everything registered, you make sure you put it out. You be creative in how you're actually delivering your beat. Right now, I'm just doing like the whole, I wonder who got something for this. And then I play the beat, this ha. And it's some chick, okay, case in point. I just started on TikTok. Beginning of January, I had 180 followers. I'm past 1,000 now. Let you know, if you put some time and some effort into it, it works. It works. What happened with me, I was working on the closet. Shouts out to my wife for getting me to do this closet for her. It's like this massive closet, whatever. But I'm working on the closet. Then I take a break. And I looked at my phone. And it's just going. Like you get 100 followers. So I'm like, what's going on? So then I saw that it's another female that was tagged in my post of making the beat. That's where the stuff comes in. So I looked at her page. She has like 104,000 followers. No, 104,000 followers. 104,000. So I'm like, no, I'm wrong at that. 1,400,000 followers is what she has. I think it is 1 million. It's 1 million. So I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool. That's cool. So I show it to my wife. She's like, oh, this is a big deal. Oh my God, this might go viral. So I'm like, okay, I don't understand. None of this stuff is new. This is new for me. But what happens is this. If you have a website, which I do, you have a site posted where all of your beats are, and a person like that, with that kind of influence, posts you and them on a video, duet, voila, there goes that word again. They're duetting, now she remixes your video, post it with you tagged. What does that do for your internet numbers? It goes up, right? What does that do for your traffic to your website where you're selling beats? It goes up. What does that equate to? Internet money. Hey, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to just keep doing it. Internet money just exists. It exists. So, for all of my old heads that's in my age bracket, realize there are bags attached. You don't have to sit here in this pandemic and not make no money, right? You might not make 100,000 on one beat, right? I understand that. It's a sickening pain. But you might make 20,000 off of that many $10 downloads. You feel what I'm saying? You might make 100,000 off of that many of $30 beat downloads. That exists now. So, also in addition to that, shouts out to everybody that's got my first volume of Playbook to Production. Playbook to Production Part 2 is coming out. Yeah, straight like that. Part 2 is going to have a whole lot of information in there too. Like, I'm almost like, do I really want to put this out like this? But I want to add as much value to people's lives as possible. So, if you got books, if you got your website, if you do coaching calls, if you do all of this stuff mixed together, you're going to make a bag. You're going to make a bag. And especially if you got some weight under your name, if you don't have weight under your name, you're going to make a bag if you're just persistent. Just be persistent. It's some little girl on TikTok that's got like, I think like 2 million followers or something like that. All she does is play her guitar. She plays her guitar and says, somebody come up with some lyrics for me. And she plays it, and people just use it. You go to her site, she probably got 100,000 people to go through her site every day. Think about that. If it's just a 1% return, a 1% exchange rate, Reggie gonna kill me for this. But if it's just 1% of 100,000, what's that? It's 1,000, right? I think it's 1,000. So you make $1,000 a week off of 1% of people that come to your site. $4,000 a month. I think that's $48,000 a year, right? Something like that. Do the math. It exists. Internet money exists. All right, so going back, I know it's like 20 minutes of just talking TikTok. I got one last thing. This is the last thing about TikTok. So I'm on live, and it's nothing business related. I'm just, kind of venting, if you may, because it wasn't a whole lot of stuff that happened this week. I just want to let you hear my heart. I want you to hear my heart, my whole heart. But anyway, so I'm on live, and so a guy hollers, and he's like, "Yo, shouts out to MAD. I bet you won't give me a shout out." So I'm like, I'll give you a shout out. Who cares? Like, I don't care. I'll give you a shout out. So the dude, Jay, I can't think of the last name, but it's Jay something. So we're reading stuff. I had Sean on live with me, and he just starts to vent, and I'm like, yo, okay. At this point, I'm looking at TikTok. I'm like, okay, it's like 1,000 people just liking the live. So I'm like, yo, this is weird, but I feel appreciated. Thank you for stopping by. So the guy's like, yo, I'm having a terrible day, and y'all know I'm here. I'm here all the time. Yo. I'm here giving energy all day long, 5:30 until the time I go to sleep. That's just me. That's all day. So he's like, yo, I'm having a bad day, and I'm in my room, and I'm like, okay, first off, you're being very transparent on this live. You're using me as your therapist, and that's fine. It's fine, but you're using me as a therapist right now. It's cool. So he goes on, and he's like how his mom don't have money, and just a lot of stuff. It's just a lot of stuff that's just mixed up. And then he says, "Can you give me some money?" So I'm like, okay, cool. Put your cash out, because if y'all ever go live, if you watching this podcast, you go live with me on any of this stuff. Yo, I told him, I said, yo, put your cash up in the feed, and we're gonna send you some money. Everybody here is gonna send you some money. So Sean's like, yo, let's make sure the cash app is real. So I'm like, all right. I said, check it, see if the cash app is real, and then if it's real, we're gonna send him some bread. Cause he just going through it, like telling me about his emotions and all this stuff, family stuff. So I'm like, yo, these kids, and when I looked at his page, he like a young teenager, like 13, like that age bracket. And I'm like, yo, they're using this platform to vent, and they're trying to get some type of realness, some type of relationship with somebody. But it's like, yo, I'm on the internet, COVID's out, I'm barely in school, it's virtual learning, so I'm not having a one-on-one human relationship. And I'm talking to this guy on TikTok about my emotion, and he's hearing me. And it flipped me out. I was like, yo, I get social media in general now for a certain age demographic. I get it. And I told him, I said, yo, be encouraged. Like, yo, I've been through a lot. I understand where you got, you might be effed up. I use some words. I use a few words. And I said, I understand where you might be effed up right now, but right now ain't the time to just stay there. Like, process what you're going through, and just go for it. Just take every opportunity by the horns. If you're only in school, like I told him, I said, yo, if you're only in school, you got a bully that's trying to get at you, man, tell him F you, man. I said, tell him Uncle Nito. They call me Uncle Nito on TikTok. It's crazy. But I said, tell him Uncle Nito said F you, and if they don't, it's going to be some repercussions. So he was like, yo, it's made me feel so good. Oh, my God. Did some other person jumped on and talked about how, he's about to go through, I think, finals or some type of wrestling championship. And I was just encouraging. And I'm like, yo, I get all of this now. I understand it. It's clear. It's like it's clear as day. And I'm like, yo, this is dope. So, nevertheless, yo, shouts out to all of my TikTok followers. Shouts out to my IG followers. Facebook, I'm taking y'all off of jail. Finally. Yo, are you on Facebook? Be real. Everybody in the studio is like, yo, I'm not even on Facebook. They just shaking their head no like that. Yeah, so, but I am taking Facebook off of jail because, I do want to touch those group of people too. Y'all matter, but y'all got to interact more. Facebook, do better. All right, so where we at on time? Where we at? Okay, I got some time. So, how do y'all feel about continuing education? Because I know. Okay, all right. I'm gonna tell y'all what I mean by that. I'm an advocate of education as it relates to learning everything that you need to learn to survive and to thrive. Right? You like that? Learning. That's continuing education for me. Learning everything that you need to survive and strive. All right. What I mean by that is this. I started getting on kind of my next journey, which is just building business, right? And I heard a lot of people talk about this interview. I'm going to try to find it, though. It was an interview on, what's the podcast? Oh, my God. I'm going to figure it out. Okay, Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. Yo, shouts out to Ash Cash. Yo, he a G in this joint, man. Like, I consider him like a big bro. Like, cause I scream, he screams. It's all the same. Yo, Ash be like, yo, son. I'm like, yo, wait. I wasn't expecting this. But anyway, it's a interview that Ash Cash did with Jose Rodriguez. I probably said it. I didn't roll my tongue. But he's talking about business credit. And he's talking about personal credit. And how you can win with it all. So, me, I've used my business for maybe certain purchases. I make sure it's developed for making sure our payroll is good for everybody that Staccato Design uses for property. Whether that's on the maintenance side of things or whether that's on the remodeling side of things, all of that. The business, at least in my brain originally, the business was developed for that and for tax purposes. Make sure everything is just legit. So I'm listening to this interview and he's just breaking down how you could use business credit for a long term, and he just starts to list all these he's just dropping jewels the whole time. I'm like, yo, I never thought about that. So it made me think about how many of my family members, how many of my friends, close and distant friends, have not attained certain things just because they look at credit as an issue or they look at credit as a bad thing. And, I understand the Dave Ramsey point of view. You want to be debt free and all that stuff before you buy a house. But the next part of that is making sure you're debt free so you're not occupying too much of your income to obtain what? Is it a car loan? I know he said he don't want no car loans, get everything in cash. But then I listened to Jose's interview and he's like, yo, no, use your income to get investments. Use your income for certain things like that. But don't use your income, not even on the property, if you can. And I'm like, yo, never thought about that. So, going back to my initial thought, how many of my friends, families, close relatives, that just look at credit as a bad thing? And I'm like, yo, I get it. Even with that, we've been taught for so long, yo, debt is bad. Debt is bad. Debt is bad. And then you listen to a guy like this. It's like, yo, yes, debt can be bad if it's not yielding some type of return. That's the second half of that. And it's just a thought. This is just a thought. So I'm not digging in on the personal credit and the business credit, but I do think I did feel like it was important for me to address my business friends. A lot of my money friends are already hip to this. So I'm kind of late to the game. Like I said this to one of my other friends. I said, yo, when I said the I have money friends and I have broke friends, realize I can be a broke friend to the friend that has 20 million in the bank. Everybody's gonna be and my broke friend can be a broke friend to somebody that has $1 billion in the bank. Think about that. So it's tiers to this. This is what I'm saying. It's tiers to this. So I'm listening to him like, yo, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try this. And yo, I went, tried the joint. Guess what? It worked. So shouts out to Ash, Jose Rodriguez. Y'all drop mad jewels. Thank you from the Mad Lucrative Podcast. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call Sean now. We're gonna call Sean. Let's bring it back.
Rock me, baby.
How you feeling, man? Money ain't no thing. I want all the fame. Be a legend in the streets, fuck the Hall of Fame.
Greetings, Sanjay. Hey man. What are you doing?
Me?
Yes. What were you doing just now?
I'm in my room.
Oh. He's sitting alone in his room thinking about a female.
Exactly. Every day.
Hey, bro. So, how was your day?
That was pretty good. It was good. It was warmer today, which is nice.
Yes, that was nice. Sean J.
A little too warm in the truck, though.
Listen, okay. We gonna kill this today. For all of my black people that just know y'all gonna get cold in what'd you say? 30 degrees. When am I cold? At least 30.
Yeah. Not today. It was like 40 something.
I didn't have the heat on though, did I?
No, you actually were pretty good about it today. You didn't have it on too long.
Thank you. I care about my strong white friend. So anyway, all my black people, tell Sean J that we just get cold and we need heat until we warm up. That's just how it works. So I wanted to start your portion of our conversation.
Oh, okay.
About, and it's a little bit deep. I didn't dig so you can have some input. But what's your view right now on, and we're gonna get to the Canada thing. Yo, Sean be dropping, he be like, yo, we're gonna talk about that word that you said too at Walmart. I was like, oh my God, what was that word?
Well, that Walmart we read?
Yo,
amalgamation. It's just a word, bro.
Okay, and when he said that, I said, okay, masturbation. So it's like, no.
Nothing alike. Very different.
Yo, okay. Tell them the word and what it means.
Oh, amalgamation.
Amalgamation is the word.
It means like, the combination of like one to like 2 to 3 things, like it's just a formation of stuff. Amalgamation. It's
right.
Like,
And then I said, yeah, right. Sounds like amalgamation, like a masturbation of nuts.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's like a bukkake. I was like, bukkake, no. So anyway. I'm just telling y'all how I tried to figure out how to comprehend it. Right? That was my comprehension. A masturbation of nuts. Yo, I'm sorry too for all of my people. I might have some parents that's listening to the pod and they got their kids in the car. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. But anyway, so, and it's just a word because Sean is phone a friend. He's phone a friend. So,
yep.
he threw out what was it? The Canada truck drivers. They're like, okay, that's a little bit deep.
Yeah, that's
It's a little bit deep, but
okay.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I want to start with growing relationships and figuring out the placement in those relationships.
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
Okay. Great. So, would you like to start, or you want me to start?
You should start. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. So the premise of me saying that is this. Without saying names, without giving hints.
Mhm.
It's different when you get into a space with a friend, a business partner, a associate, whether that's from 10 years prior, whether that's from 2 years prior, 6 months prior. And figuring out how to place that friendship, right? I'm trying to figure out where, and more so with family at this point right now, right?
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not saying it like, I don't feel like I'm used. I don't feel like I'm mistreated or anything like that. But I love to get my friends to grow. I love to get my family to grow.
Mhm.
And that's from a mindset standpoint. And I've kind of been, I don't say battling, but I've kind of been up in the air on how to address the lack of growth. Like you see what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly. Well, I mean, not exactly what you mean, but I definitely have faced similar issues. Yeah.
Okay, so in that context, where would you start? Cause I'm kind of lost. Like
I guess I don't know. I don't know if everyone says this, but I guess with some space, like if that person's just not like if you every time you're with them and you just get not necessarily bad vibes,
Mhm.
but it just feels like you work harder to vibe with that person than other people, and you just feel it increasing every time you hang out. You're just like, man, I'm more and more drained every time we hang, and it's not like the good, where you're like, oh, awesome, I got all that like fun and joy out of my system. Like, this was
Yeah.
a good hangout.
Yeah.
It's like I feel drained in the way of like, dude, like God, it takes like work
Right.
to feel like I'm having fun with you or hang out with you, or even not even fun, like like you said, family, just
Right.
like putting up with them almost in a way. Like it feels like that's not a relationship. If you feel like you have to put up with someone, that should be like your boss or your coworker who's a little bit annoying. Like if they're a friend,
Mhm.
you shouldn't have to feel like you're putting up with them. Like everyone has a tough time sometimes. Let's say you take your friend somewhere to a bar. You know
Okay.
that this friend of yours is not a social friend.
Right.
So
Right.
even if you feel like I kind of had to put up with him a little bit at the bar, but that's kind of my mistake. He's not like that. I wouldn't say that's a bad sign. That's a time where you don't really have to worry because that's just not their element. But if you're hanging out with them in a time where you should be chilling
Yeah.
and then they're not, then that is a sign that you have grown and they just have not. And
Okay.
that's not necessarily a bad thing for them. Like you can't judge somebody because they're not going in the way that you're going, but the world changes all the time. So I think people should kind of grow to that change. And some people just don't.
Hmm.
They just stay kind of where they are. And
Mhm.
then it's I don't know. It's like they're growing with the time, but with the same mind that they had way back then. It's just still there.
So okay, in that context, because I don't think I told you about my guy, my old guy. He can jump off a bridge now, a wet bridge with ice on it. But yo, over here, he gonna be like, yo, are you talking about me? Yes, I am. But my old my old business associate, right? You know,
Mhm.
we were cool at one point, and this is when I was back home. And I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I think at a certain point, the aggravation, uh, I was more aggravated. I think I was more aggravated to address the bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. But I was more irritated to address the bullshit instead of just being like, yo, just chill, right? And then when that friendship actually went downhill and it was because of some more bullshit that he did, I was just like, yo, I should have just cut you off like from the jump.
Yeah.
You know, and but for me, it's like, okay, you know, I love people, right?
Yeah.
Look, Sean's like, I've heard other conversations that we've had. But no, I really do. I love people, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to, I don't wish bad on nobody, but I don't want you to eat up the good shit either. Like, it's like
No, yeah.
what's the thing in the Bible, the locust? yo, who put the locust on earth?
This friend of yours is a plague of Egypt?
Yo, this looks like a locust. I was just like, yo.
I know what you mean though. Like, it's like it's like you can't wait for this good time, and you're bringing your friends together, and you're like, you're not really thinking about it. You're kind of trusting them a little bit to be like, I don't know. It's really hard to put in words. You're trying to trust them to kind of get with the vibe, to know what's going on. And then they just spoil your good time because they're just still them. And it's like, yeah, on the bullshit.
It's like,
dude, you ever...
like you go to the like everybody goes to H&M or something. And yeah, I'm gonna get this nice outfit. I'm gonna get this, and then you know that you and your friend used to, you know, maybe boost back in the day, like 10, 20 years ago. And then they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna steal this shit and just walk out. Like, why are you doing it? We have money now. Yeah. Like, don't do that. Oh God.
I see what you mean. Yeah, some people, it's like, and you watch them grow up. You watch them go through things, but it's like they don't change from it. They just stay them. It's like, bro, are you ever gonna like evolve from who you were? Or are you just gonna like? It's like a joke that you've heard too many times. Yeah. Eventually, you're just tired of the joke. It was funny as fuck back then, right? But after like 800 times, you're like, dude, I'm gonna slap you if you say the same damn joke. It's what it is.
Okay, so it's not just me then. It's not just
me. I have been through that many times.
So I
think that's universal, man. Everyone's had that friend that just like has not grown out of it.
So how do you address if there's if there's distance there, right?
You could be so like I've had friends be real ass friends before, and I honestly respect it a lot more. But that is hard to tell someone to do. I'm be honest, I'm not that friend. I will not look at you. I won't. With you, I will never have to. You change with the times. It's very obvious that you do. But some people, it's a little bad. I'll kind of ghost a little bit. I'll kind of just be like, hey, you know, I will talk to you whenever, and I'll answer your text. But you need some space to like see if I'll come back and maybe, you know, however long, and be like, hey man, you want to come? Let's go get some eat or something. Let's hang out. I guess I try to, I don't know, see if anything's but that's normal. That's just normal human, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with this friend I haven't hung out with in a long time. I'll see how they're doing.
Okay.
And as soon as you do, and I've regretted it too. I've done this before, and you hang out again for the first time in forever, and you're just like, oh God, why did I do this?
Yeah. And see,
why did I hang with you?
For me, I don't know. Okay, case in point. Like, for instance, we started this pod, right? We got the pod going. Business is doing good for the most part, and friendships for the most part is doing good, right? In its place.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you about that from earlier too. I have so much stuff that just happens in the day, but
oh God, yeah.
But you know what happens when you know, we have the pod going, and say we have just this big, say we sign a deal, right? Say we sign a deal with with Hulu or somebody, and Hulu wants to show our podcast to all of those millions of people that subscribe. And I say, just for celebration purposes, I want to make sure that all of the family, you know I'm going. I want to see where all of my family, my friends, everybody just comes to the gathering and just celebrate with us. And at the same dinner, we got the CEO of our operation. That's our liaison for Hulu there. And then we also have the new film crew. I'm forecasting. Y'all know I love to do that.
I know where you're going with this.
And then I got the friend that or the family member come and say some bullshit.
Exactly.
Why did you just say that in front of the CEO of this billion-dollar corporation? Like, now is not the time for that. How do you address that?
Bro, you just, I guess you just look at them like, bro, I'm gonna kill you.
or do you even invite them?
That's the thing, and it's gonna suck. But I don't know. You at some point, it's look. Here's my thing.
Okay.
If you have the knowledge that there might be a chance that guy starts doing some fuck shit at this really important dinner, and you don't act on that knowledge, you're gonna kick yourself in the ass after something happens. Like, at some point, you gotta just, I don't know. It's gonna suck. Like, I don't know. Sometimes in life, you have to just be what you consider the bad guy.
Yeah.
You're not going out to hurt anybody. You just might be doing some actions that inadvertently might give someone a clue that they, oh, why wouldn't you invite me to that thing? And that's where the being the brutal friend comes in handy. Yeah. If you are one, dude, like, hey, claps to you, man. That's tough. That's tough to be like, honestly, man, I think you're an idiot. like, honestly, dude, you say some shit that I cannot be having at that dinner. So, like, I'm not going to invite you. I don't know. Or you be real with them and be like, you say that, and maybe they change. Like, the loved one will probably get the memo. He might change, especially if enough people have told him that in his life.
Well, I know. Okay.
Now, just a good friend, that's hard. Because it's not like you're not in love. You guys aren't blood brothers, You're just a really good friend with that guy.
Okay.
You can't. It depends how much your words hold weight in his mind,
Well, I know. Like I said, it's been a few different circumstances. I've told you about my homegirl, right? I won't say the name. But I've told you about my homegirl and how we just disconnected. And I think at some point, it's like, okay, we're headed in two different paths, right? I love you like a sister. Like, you my folk. But when you start to see the change and you start to see where you're developing more business sense, and then you start hanging out with $1 million motherfuckers, and then it's like, it's like your mindset changes. It's also like the conversation we've had with a few of our friends that go to the black card. And I say it over and over. I say, matter of fact, I posted something earlier Monday. It says on my text. I posted it Monday. It says some people are investments and some are bills. And some people are bills. Know the difference.
Yeah.
Right? When I tell you my damn my DM was like, yo, you talking about me? I was like, yo. Like,
your box is full, man.
Yo, and you've seen it. I've shown you.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not talking about anybody specifically. I was just making a broad statement. But the fact that you responded let me know. You see what I'm saying? The fact that you responded let me know that you probably felt
I'll be honest, social media has made everybody a little bit. Are they talking about me? Wait, was that okay? Was that about? Okay. Oh shit! He's my friend. Which, in a way, it could be flattering. In a way, they could think that they really think that you guys are pretty good friends, and that could be about you. So, or you could take it the other way, and you're like, bro, this ain't about you. Like, why do you think this is so either way, that's why, I mean, that might be for another pod, but social media, man, it is, like I said before, it has elevated humanity at the same time as it has stunted humanity so much.
I agree.
social media is like, it's a blessing in a lot of ways, but it is a curse in so many other.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I'm glad I got onto it. Like, I had a Facebook when I was 13, but that Facebook when it first started was nothing. You post dumb photos and you say like eating a bagel at 3 p.m. Like, just like it was dumb shit. I'm really glad that I didn't get a smartphone until I was like 17, man. So like, dear God, I would be so much like way more fucked up than I am now if I had like all the apps and shit and different social media. It really is. It's bearing on kids' minds lately. It's not good.
Mm. Okay, so to wrap this subject up, where are we placing these friendships and these family members? Because one last thing too, and they might be listening, so I don't even care. I got a text from one of my family members, and of course Shamia saw it because I said it's cool. They know who my wife is, but she saw it on the computer because my text messages show up on my computer. So I'd be like, yo, all my homeboys be like, yo. I'd be like, don't.
She's at the operations
Yo,
center.
I'd be like, yo, bro, don't send me no butt pictures. Yo, if you want to send me a butt pictures, code it. No, I'm lying. But anyway,
whose ass is this?
But yo, she was like, yo, is your family trying to get some money from you? Like, what is this conversation about? And and honestly, at this point, like I told her, I was like, I don't feel like that's what the premise of the reach out is. At least I hope. But I was like, I honestly don't know, because I think for me, and I'll coach my friends, I'll coach my family into trying to get bags. I'm like, yo, I don't know how many times I told Sean, like, yo, it's time to get a house, Sean ain't nothing but 24.
And I'm working on it.
And he's working on it. But I've told my family members, yo, you gotta get a business. And now I'm educating myself to the next level of business. And I'm like, yo, why? I don't want to have to be the go-to person all the time. I don't want to be the strong friend all the time.
Nobody wants to be the strong
nobody
friend 100%
wants,
of the time.
Yeah, nobody wants to be the strong friend 100% of the time. So I'm now trying to figure out, just so I can protect my energy, right?
You know what? I think you kind of cracked something there.
Okay.
When you're with those people, you feel like you have to be the strong friend, literally 100% of the time, and it's draining.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of answered it yourself, like exactly what I feel when I'm around, like just people who like I don't think I'm like above anybody or I'm a genius, but those people who you're just like, you're a little slow, aren't you? Like you're just
Sean meant that in a passive way, not an aggressive way.
Oh no. Yeah, like just in a way that like you don't have the drive to be faster. That's what I mean by slow. Not like, oh, you're just fucking really stupid. I mean like the kind of people that want someone else to be the strong friend 80% of the time and barely take initiative. It's just draining. Right. Like you're a little quick to jump in there, aren't you? Like they just don't want to.
So what do we do with that though?
Man, I'd say either tell them or just distance.
Cut them off.
Yeah. Or if you know in your heart that it's going to lead to nothing. Yeah, cut it. I mean, if they get cut by more than just you,
mm-hmm.
they in their mind should realize, damn, I've been kind of cut off by this many people I know, this many true close friends.
Yeah.
Am I the problem? Like,
okay.
Or if you realize you're just cutting everybody off, maybe
it's you.
Maybe you're a little bit of an aggravated, kind of person. Maybe you need to chill if you're cutting that many people out of your life.
Yeah.
But so either it's like a double-sided coin, you could be the one that gets cut off too much. You can be the one using those scissors like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like chill.
And I think
there's a good
Like I know Kevin Samuels. I know women hate when I say his name, but Kevin Samuels said something to a girl. He was like, "Okay, how many jobs have you had?" And she was like, well, "I've had this job and this job, and I made 6 figures on this job. And I did this, 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 and this. He's like, why have you had 5 different jobs in the last 3 years? Well, I can never get along with the manager. I can never get along with the supervisor. He was like, is it them or is it you?
Yeah.
So she was quiet. She's like, I mean, and that's kind of where
Hey, that's good.
yeah. That's where I am with that. So
Yeah, if friends make you think about something, and that's why I also think don't be too hasty to cut anybody. Maybe if you really like me and Hope, one of my best friends, right?
right.
Like I love her to death. I'd actually say something. I'd be like, "Hey, you've been like this for a while now. Are you okay? Or like, what's going on?" Because like I would never cut her off if it was something as dumb as that. I would
Right.
definitely talk to her first. So that's what I mean by some people, they're way more important to you. It sucks. It's like choosing a favorite kid. Some of your friends are more, everyone in the world knows that they have friends that they like a little more than other friends. And, she's one of them, you and her.
Okay,
If
now
she was kind of doing some fuck shit, I would want to definitely be the brutal friend first.
now I have to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Since you said that, and I don't know if I asked you that before. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. But okay, let's say circumstances change.
Mhm.
You get a nice little baddie, the woman of your dreams. You get her right. Did you
Damn.
you know where I'm going. You get her, and she's like, "Yo, I don't really feel comfortable with you talking to Hope as much as you do."
Oh, I'd be like, you are not doing this to me right now. I'd be like, now, you said woman of my dreams, right? You said woman of my
Look,
dreams.
and
So I'd
and
be like,
everything.
you are too bad
No.
to let me.
No. So, woman of your dreams, everything is perfect. Like, soon as you meet her, you're ready to have kids and just do the whole adulting thing with her.
Damn. That's still a red flag though. If she knows that you're best friends with someone else and that this person has gotten you through a lot in life, and then vice versa, like you help them out as well. And she's just weird about that. I mean, I would talk to her. I'd
let's
be
say-
like, why are you weird about that?
You're good.
I'd be like, you got a
Yeah.
guy friend that you don't want me to let you hang around? Why?
And then and then if she says, I'm willing to do that for you, now
I'd
what?
say if you guys are fine, hang out with them. I don't care. If this dude is important to you as like one of my best friends is, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Oh,
But I swear to God,
okay.
something happens.
Okay, whatever. I don't believe you, by the way, but okay.
I'm sure if that actually happens, it's gonna be a lot harder than just saying, "Oh yeah, I do this" in a conversation. But
Because okay,
I mean, that's what everyone should do,
they
Like,
should. They should.
Yeah. They should, but will they? Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because, see, then I look at it like this, okay? If she says, okay, well, Sean, I understand that Hope is your best friend, and y'all can still talk, but just create a little distance because I don't feel like I'm able to connect with you as I should.
I'd be like, why? How come? I'm not saying that I'm like, oh, I'm in love with her. I'd calmly be like, how come you feel like that?
Okay.
Explain to me why.
So you're just willing to have the conversation and just get the weird stuff out the way. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm 100% communication. There's no way that I would just accept someone saying, "Oh, don't hang out with them as much." I'd be like, okay, and then think about it. No, I mean, I'll ask questions right away.
Okay.
I mean, it might be annoying as fuck, but I'm kind of, ask as many questions as you want. Like, the whole measure twice, cut once,
Yeah,
ask as many questions as you can so that you don't fuck something up. Because why let it go, let it build, let it fester, become an actual problem, and then go, baby, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
This is a little strange that you asked me this months ago, and I'm just now bringing it up. Like, nah, I feel like women hate that more than they hate a dude who just flat out asks questions. I mean, some women hate it a lot, but to that I say, why? Shit. I mean, you can ask me literally anything, and I'll answer it
We're
any
not
day.
the same though. You already know that. It's
Yeah, I know.
like, yeah, it's not equal. It's not the same, and we're not gonna get into
It's
that
not equal.
conversation. But it's okay. So I get where you stand. I get where you stand. I think. So the answer to we've unpacked this for like I don't know how long now, but so the answer is to try to create space when necessary, right? And
Yeah, if again, like, make sure you know what you're doing first. Because I've had people cut people off before and then try to get them back because they actually fucked up and that other person wasn't doing, drama. And then that person goes, no, you cut me out. That was shitty. Goodbye. I mean, so like I said, measure twice, then you cut. Make sure you know what's actually happening before you cut somebody out or distance,
well, I will say this, and I'm not God. I'm not at all.
You know?
But I'm not. I'm not him. But I will say this: every time I've cut somebody off, they need to be cut off.
That's good.
I've given so many damn chances, Sean.
That's perfect then.
Yo, by the time I cut somebody off, it's like, okay, I've seen 1,000 red flags. You can put all the damn stripes on the flag. How many red flags I saw?
50 stars on that flag for every time you piss me off.
That's kind of where I get to, and we'll see. I'll let things develop. I think I will watch different family members and friends activity, because I think
that's what I always do. I leave the door open, like maybe not the door, but I'll leave the window open.
mm-hmm.
You can shout through. I can shout through. Like, I mean, I don't think I've ever entirely no.
Yeah.
There have been people that I have pretty much like I won't even read their text. Like I won't even, I think everyone's got someone like that.
Yeah.
Where you really did cut off. But for friends, nah, I mean, if we were that close before and I've kind of distanced, I don't think I'll ever truly like cut unless you really do something.
Oh, well, listen,
That's
you ain't
just
me.
like,
look, you ain't me. And my
well, you got a lot more people and a lot more reason for people to piss you off too.
Yeah, I just don't like I said, I don't like for me to feel used, and I don't like for any of my family or friends to feel used. So whenever I see it or feel it, I'm like, oh no, we're done. It's a wrap. Case in
I don't see
point.
nothing wrong with that.
Case in point, the friend I told you about from back home. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
after that last red flag, and I'm a positive energy person.
Yeah.
This motherfucker was always negative, bro. Every time, bro. I'm like, yo, why are you depressed? Like, what's your point? Like, what's the point?
And the fact that like you deal with my ass sometimes, right? And I can get pretty down. But I know what you mean. Some people, it's like, man, do you fucking like anything?
All the time. Just cynical. I'm just like, yo, I'm not welcoming that energy into my vibe. Like, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Shouts out to Kendrick Lamar. Like, don't kill my vibe. Like, it's so much. I've seen so many people die before and during COVID, and regular natural death before. It's just like, yo, I value all the good shit you can do in life. And I'm just like, yo, you're wasting my time with your negative vibe.
Bruh, I get that. I've had friends where I'm like, dude, you are so fucking cool, man. Like, you could do so many cool things if you would stop being an asshole. Like,
yeah, for real.
If you just stop. Because you're holding not only yourself down, but people around you don't want to be around that, man.
Yep.
And you're like handicapping yourself. Like, you're stopping yourself from going on and doing other shit that like becoming something that you could totally be.
Right. Well, I'll see where everything develops. When we get to the deals, and this is episode 30 again. So by the time, I don't know how many episodes it'll take before we, sign off on something. But we get to that deal, and the big wigs come to the party.
It's gonna be a good party.
It's gonna be a good party, and the invite list will be short.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm just trying to protect the energy, bro. Cause Yeah, like me or
Well,
Sean.
also, what were you gonna say?
Now I was just gonna say we're not racist people like at all. So
No, we don't. We
nah,
don't even
like
gotta say that.
that vibe
We're
ain't
not.
even no. But go ahead. What you about to say?
Like, cause yeah, we don't even, we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who talk about how everything's fucking racist are probably most likely to be racist. Shit, we see shit, we joke about it, and we're like, damn, that's dumb. But we,
Right.
no. And if I ever call you racist, it's usually just a joke.
Yeah. And we joke
I
all the
guess.
time. But yeah, that's
Oh
it.
man.
That's it. That's it. I do want to still talk about the Canadian truck or the Canada truck stuff. I don't know if we can do it in this episode or
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean,
go.
it's pretty short and simple what's happening.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's talk about it for a
But
second.
well, you have it. I think it's called like the Freedom Convoy, and I don't know what you've seen about it. You've probably seen thousands of opinions already online,
Okay.
but I've seen a couple live streams of the event. People there with phones, just walking around all the trucks. So what happened is in Canada, a bunch of truckers. I mean, like a shit ton. All are in this convoy. I forget where they came from, but they just entered Etowah now,
Mm.
or is it Ottawa? It's something like that. They're going through there.
Yeah.
It's
Albert
basically to
border.
protest the vax mandates, and people are like, the government isn't the one doing it. Look, man, the government is telling the companies and businesses what they can do and what they should do. It's pretty much coercion. These
Okay.
businesses are basically saying, hey, if you don't get the vax, you won't work here. You are out of a job. You're fired.
Now.
And a lot of these truckers are protesting that. You can't do that. I mean, we have a constitution that says you can't do that. I don't know what Canada has, but the people are definitely not standing for it.
Mm,
Not only that, but most of these truckers, they're already vaxxed. They just know in the long run what that can bring. If the government can tell businesses and ordinary people what they just can and can't do, or they'll lose their livelihood, that's tyrannical. You can't do that. That is against human rights, dude. So these truckers, this might not have to do anything with the vax. This is what it will lead to. If you give the
oh.
government any power, even if it's for safety, even if someone's invading us and you give the
Mhm.
government power, they are so unlikely to give it back. I don't have to tell you 9/11. After that, did the government do anything? Did they give anything back?
No. We got.
They kept all emergency powers after that.
I was about to say we got the new checkpoint thing at the airport because I remember
Oh
before
man,
that kind of
airports
didn't
shit. You
exist.
could,
You know,
yeah, you could. There was no check baggage, right? You just brought it on.
you got coke in your shoes. Okay, cool. Come on.
They didn't give a shit back then.
Yeah.
You had a free carry-on, a free check back then. You had and this is all stories I've heard. I wasn't even pretty much, able to fly
Yeah.
during that time. But
I think
so
I
yeah,
flew maybe
what's
I think I may have flown maybe once or twice before 9/11, and
Damn.
I probably was too young to remember the whole process. But I
Yeah.
do know from I'm gonna say 2009 and beyond, it's gotten more and more and more strict on how the checkpoints work.
Mm,
So
I believe it. Yeah, when I've gone, security takes for me in Atlanta, and then Atlanta airport's big.
mm-hmm.
That airport is big, especially if you go through the Delta terminal.
Yep.
That Delta security, man, it takes like an hour and a half to get through, or even longer if it's busy. It is crazy. You gotta show up so damn early for your flight.
So are we saying that we're rooting for the truckers at this point?
I am. I mean, shit. And the fact that you got people who are going, "Oh, this is fascism. This is literally how is it? How is it? This is the working class people standing up to a government that is telling them, "Hey, if you don't obey us, you don't have a job.
Hmm.
You are going to be fired and let go." Sorry.
So now
I mean,
tell
we've
me
seen what
this:
happened. Mhm.
are they coming from or going to Canada?
Oh no, they're in Canada. They're driving all around Canada right now. This is not like a U.S. thing. No, but it
Okay.
has.
Okay.
It started in Italy. I think they're doing it in Italy now too. They're See, the
Dang.
news here won't tell you, but I've seen so many clips of other countries also protesting this shit. They had a big protest in France. They keep trying to protest in Australia, but the government shuts it down and scatters the people, make them go home. I mean, Australia is nuts right now. Not for the vax, but for anybody else who's trying to not,
Yeah.
you know, obey the government.
Comply.
I mean, it's pretty clear. Yeah, compliance. That's what they want. The Prime Minister of Canada, who is, he's the guy calling these truckers fascists for not wanting the vax, and he's triple vaxxed. He has COVID. It's a
Well,
joke at
look,
this
I
point.
wasn't even gonna. I was trying not to even bring the C word in, but
Oh, sorry.
but even in that, our Mad Lucrative's own Sean J recently got COVID from somebody that was
Yeah.
vaxxed.
Yeah, I got it. So I was hanging out, and boy, he was vaxxed, and he got my other vaxxed friends sick, and he also got me sick. And
And you're the only one that's not.
no, I'm the only one that's not unvaxxed. But I mean, I was, you know, it was Omicron, so I was done within a day.
Okay.
I mean, I felt 100%, well, not 100, 90% better the next day, and then
Yeah.
throughout that week, symptoms just went away.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean, so I just I just call bullshit. You're not gonna die if you're young, healthy, or even just elderly and healthy. We have people at work who got it and were fine within a couple days, and
So
they're much older than me.
okay, let's do this to put things into context.
Yeah.
Could we say it helps any of the older people? Because I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
sure. I mean, I don't know what to believe anymore, because like
Yeah, it's
you
a
know
lot of
what,
a lot of
a,
stuff.
a
out
year
there.
ago they were like, oh, if you get it, you won't get COVID, and now we've seen
Yo,
clearly that you can
and
easily transmit it.
I refuse to post that on my. You're gonna get me all the way shadow banned. But
Sorry.
you sent me the clip of everything saying, yeah, you definitely won't get it if you.
Oh yeah, all the big
you-
officials were like, "Oh, this thing immediately kills it on contact. You won't even get it. Don't worry about it." And then, like, what? Behold, 2 years later, you got vax people giving it to vax. You got vax giving it to unvax.
and then you
It's
publicized it. Okay, so
yeah.
okay. Last thing, because I don't. Again, I don't want to get shadow banned. I don't want the pod to get shadow banned. Hello, but
Oh,
but okay.
happy
So
30th.
yeah, exactly. Happy 30th. So the news broadcast that you send me, and you're not the only one. There's been some more people to send me stuff too. Like, please say something about it. But I just have not because I don't want to get shadow banned. So the news clips that we get, do they just get taken down? Because when you try to
Depends on
Google it,
where.
okay.
On Insta. So that too, a lot of people don't get this. Google is a company. Google's a corporation. They can decide what they want and don't want you to see. There's other search engines you can use, and I do use them if I try to look up something that I know is a sensitive topic and that they're not going to give me good results for. And then you'll find it real quick. I mean, they do censor a lot of stuff. It's a company.
right.
You know, everything. This is also what we've done about, this is going back to social media. We have let private companies dictate what we see on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like, social media is not a free speech app. It isn't. All
No,
of
it's
them.
not. It's not.
Instagram, Facebook, and they're owned by the same people.
Yep.
It's,
Shouts out to Meta.
anything. Yeah. Shouts out to Meta. I mean, Discord, all of them are owned by a company, and they have things they don't want you to say because of their sponsors or whoever is giving them money. I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah.
But the whole, God, they could talk about the whole Spotify thing too, with Joe Rogan, that stuff.
Yeah. Well, even
All the people protesting they're sponsored by Pfizer. They're the people Neil Young,
yeah.
who works, his music is owned by whoever. I forget what, I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but the people who also own that company is Pfizer. And, you just got to follow the money.
Hold on.
Follow the money, and then follow what these policies and laws give power to. It's easy to see that none of this is about health. It's about control.
Hold up, bro. Hold on. I gotta see this.
Control and
I gotta see
censorship.
this.
Oh, the Joe Rogan thing?
Now I'm looking at the Neil. So he had Warner Brother, and then he did a deal with Spotify. Neil Young couldn't remove his music Spotify on his own. Okay, musician. I'm gonna try to dig in on that because I'm interested in seeing uh the relationships between the businesses, right? Because
Yeah.
I know on a simple basis, it's like I told you I saw how Warner Brother is in bed with DC Comics and
Yeah, yeah.
how
Well,
Disney
they own DC, I thought.
right, and then Disney is with Marvel and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm curious to see digging in on the owners of like Spotify, Google, uh, what's the other? Apple Music, iTunes, all that stuff. Does iTunes even exist anymore? I think it's just Apple Music. But anyway, I'm gonna dig in on that because that's interesting. If you're telling me that one of these drug companies have rights on this musician's music, oh, it's nasty. It's nasty.
Hmm.
It's nasty out here in these streets now.
So I got it pulled up if you want me to read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So all right. So Neil Young, we all know he demanded Spotify remove his music over him saying that Joe Rogan's podcast basically spreads, the V
False,
word.
yeah, false
misinformation.
information. Yeah.
So Blackstone is
Okay.
a company. That's a song management company
Okay.
that launched $1 billion partnership to invest in songs, recorded music, and music IP royalties. Blackstone.
Okay. Oh, so
I
it's
guess
a
this is
publishing company.
Yeah, it's a publishing company. I assume publishes his stuff.
Okay.
Neil Young sells 50% of entire song catalog rights to Hypnosis. Hypnosis and yeah.
Ah,
So
are you
Hypnosis and,
serious?
yeah, so Hypnosis and Blackstone were like the same partnership. And
Yo.
so get this. So all right, like I said, Blackstone and Hypnosis are the same partnership. Here's another article. Blackstone announces appointment of Jeffrey B. Kindler, former chairman and CEO of Pfizer, as senior advisor. You just got to follow the money.
Yo.
You'll find that whoever's on the top of whoever used to be here, owns a partnership of here. It's a big web.
Yo.
Yeah.
And it's right here, broad. It's $1 billion partnership. Yo.
Yeah. It takes. I'll agree. If one man were to search all this shit all the time, he'd go insane. So it's hard for anyone to know what's true. All you see is what's on Twitter, and what's on Twitter is that, oh, Joe Rogan's a madman. He spreads information, just like the truckers. All we see is, oh my God, these truckers. The poor people will have no food because supply lines are disrupted. It's because they're doing that so that the parliament will go, wow, we have no choice but to let you guys choose your body autonomy freedom.
But
yeah.
Okay. But I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about this. All right. You remember me telling you about all of the musicians selling their publishing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the producers, musicians selling their catalogs for like millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know the company that they were selling that to?
No way. Is it
Hypnosis. Yes.
There you go. See?
What the hell?
Well, watch out for Blackstone then. They're in a partnership.
Yo. Hold up.
I'm
No.
telling you, bro.
Yo, hold on, bro. You want to hear something nasty?
Play it on me.
Yo, I did a deal with Blackstone back in the day. And it was Blackstone EMI back then, though. And EMI is Sony. Sony is also where Michael... Listen, okay. We can go into a deep, dark rabbit hole.
So many companies have shaken hands with so many people. Their hands are
they got nut on their hands.
Completely soiled. Exactly. Muddy as hell. So you can't judge every interaction and being like, oh my God, I did a deal, because there's so many people working for those companies too. Who knows? But like I said, if you just follow the money, you'll see why people do things.
But see, even in that, okay.
Or why they say things. I mean,
dude,
this couldn't even be his view, but he's being made to do this.
Bro, and this joint I don't even know if I'm going to get, I hope I don't get flagged for it. But, okay. So, we developed, I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, it's a little bit deep, but how you know what? This might be our first Patreon interview. This might be our first Patreon interview. We'll see. Our pod, because I'm not interviewing Sean. He's a part of the pod. But
Yeah.
so when we go into the hypnosis catalog, right?
Hmm.
And then we go into the Blackstone catalog, and then we look at who's in bed with who, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna go back to that word that you keep hearing. You be like, yo, stop talking about that shit. You know what the word is?
What?
You guessed it, NFTs.
Oh my god.
And guess what else? Metaverse.
Like I said before, the stupid pictures, like the dumb cartoon monkey drawings that are being sold as NFTs. I think I understand that this is just like a test run to see
Exactly.
how many people are gonna really get into this. I know that NFTs are really like what you can buy and sell like source codes, right?
Yep, music and everything too, though.
Music too. So yeah, you can have people
Okay.
who own certain little shit, but if you ever want to use the whole thing and someone owns that little shit, you probably have to pay them.
Right. So now
So
look.
I can get, yeah.
So go there, and then you think about all of the different producers, songwriters. Jay-Z and Beyonce even did a deal, right?
Damn.
So you look at the catalogs, and then you
Mhm.
think, look, I'm gonna tell you, because I'm on their site now. So these are the songs that Hypnosis owns right now. End of the Road, Boys to Men. You know the song, right? Although we are to the end of the road. I'm your baby tonight, Whitney Houston. I'm your baby tonight. Slave to the rhythm, Michael Jackson.
Mm.
We Are Young, Fun, and Janelle Monáe.
Oh wow, for real?
Yes, Some Night, Fun.
I want to go see them.
Yo, Pink, Just Give Me the
Wow.
Reason. You know that record. It's big records. So they own these.
Yeah.
They own the catalog, right? They own these songs. I'm sure they probably did some type of deal, like some type of split with the artist.
Yeah.
But then let's develop this and put it into NFT world. Let's put it into the metaverse, right? If I only have to pay the musician, let's say their split is like, let's say they're giving the musician 20% of their catalog back in payments, and then they maintain 80% of all of this catalog. Bro, they even got like Quincy Jones records. Like they got records for Justin Bieber. They got Jason Derulo. They own these catalogs, bro. All right, put it into NFT world, metaverse world.
You think they could really do that? You could own a song?
Bro, yes. So now let's say you got a club. Let's say you got a club in the metaverse, right?
Yeah, you'll have to pay all these people. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't doubt they'll do that. Now, people, like, there's a certain limit to how much you can con people before they're just like, dude, stop, you know?
But do you think
Like,
people are going to pick up on it, though? Because I don't
maybe
think
not
so.
people in the metaverse, no.
No, it's just going to be.
This is why I don't want them to force people. Like, I don't want them to force shit into the metaverse, you know? Like they said, like, who was it? Bill Gates was like, oh, I don't know if it was him. It might have been him. But he's like, oh, most interviews and jobs and conferences are going to be hosted by the metaverse in 5 years. I'm like, bro, no, no, they're not.
It's coming,
people
though.
don't want to do that.
Well,
people don't want to put, you know.
Well, I think the idea of being able to touch and talk and exchange with the real human, hopefully people start to, you can't replace it, and hopefully people miss it. You know what I mean?
To me and you can't replace that. But to some people, like this generation, I feel like they're so socially starved anyway, they'll take it. You don't know. I don't know. I know a lot of Gen Z, and I know a lot of them are like, hell no. But I know some that, man, yeah, they'll buy into it.
Oh,
100%.
this is. I don't want to be thinking about this for the rest of the night. But it's depressing because it's like, yo, it's so many different options out here for everybody to win. But now it's just like you're not forced. You're not even technically winning. You're getting suckered. Because if you never would have told me about those two different companies doing these deals, I would not have put all of them together.
Yeah,
And wow. And who's to
exactly. And
say
like, what common man is watching all this?
they're not? They're not.
They're not.
It's a few of us that's paying attention. It's a few of
Mhm.
us paying attention. But I gotta, and we're gonna end on this. But I had a real estate friend of mine say, you know what? Let these N words, and I'm not saying if he's white or black. I'm just saying he's a friend. But he said, let's let these N words get hooked on the metaverse in this fake real estate. While they're at the house, I'll buy the real real estate.
Yeah, sure.
And unfortunately, I think, that's where it's going to be there. It's going to, you think the top 1% own stuff now? Shh. It's about to get real, bro.
Maybe.
And
I hope so.
I don't want to get morbid and, just dig on that conversation, but so from shouts out to the truckers. Everybody's trying to fight the good fight, yo. We believe in you. Hopefully the right side, the right side of the world wins, and it don't get too fucked up, for real.
That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I got a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, so they know cell phones now. I can only imagine in the next 20 years what that looks like.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Like, despite whatever happens, all I know is when I see the common man fight against the government, usually it is a good reason.
Yeah.
I don't think there ever is a bad reason to stop government overreach. That really just can't be a bad thing. I don't see how.
Well, bro, I appreciate you. I guess
Yeah, man.
so maybe we can get in on the head of the week in person. Well, we'll see. So, appreciate you,
I'm
bro.
open. Yeah, bro.
I will holler at you, man.
All right, peace.
Yo. I'm sorry, y'all, if this drug you down. It's just so much information. I want to make sure that everybody's informed and everybody knows what's going on. It's better to be knowledgeable and move based off that knowledge versus not have any knowledge at all. Right? Right? I know, right? It's just like, yo, you got brothers in the studio like, yo, bro, that's kind of deep, bro. I'm about to be, yo, just do the research. Like Sean said, follow the money. The money won't lie. If you see a lot of bread being pushed into a certain area, it's a reason why. It's a reason. So, till next week, y'all. It's been real. Love y'all. Oh yeah. Before we end the pod, make sure you follow R Miller Live on IG. I'm gonna try to get everything in there, but if you don't know, just spell it R Miller Live. Also follow Staccato Design. We got a few jobs that we will be posting soon. Also follow the Mad Lucrative Network on IG. And if you ain't already subscribed to the pod on YouTube, why aren't you subscribed? Why? Huh? Why? Just let me know. I don't understand why you not here. But anyway, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for being here this week. Till next week. It's been real. Peace.